everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is well. I hope you're all having some crafty fun. Welcome to any new people that popped along to see this video. Remember, if anyone makes anything from any of my other videos, please tag me in them. I'd love to see what you're making. Today's video, you can see from the thumbnail, is a wee fairy house. I originally designed this fairy house for a magazine piece last year. It was for the Hunky Dory number 17 magazine. Sadly, you can't get this magazine anymore as a physical copy. You can get the digital download still. I'll leave a link to that below. You also can find a few copies on eBay, but as you can see from this, my editor challenged me to create something a bit different, and I absolutely loved creating it. I've made one just to show you a physical copy. See, I used some of the Lawn Fawn stamps. Sorry about the noise. I used these wee Lawn Fawn Fairy Friends stamps. I stamped them, coloured them with my copies, and added lots of glitter. I added loads of Mulberry Flowers with more glitter, and the papers I used for the top of the fairy house were some first edition Oh So Sweet, some Lush papers in there. You can see something a bit different. Sadly, I didn't have the original embossing folder. I have no idea where it went. That came with the magazine. See, I used on the base of the toadstool, but I did have the one that came with their latest magazine, number 19. You can see this gorgeous fairy flower design, sorry. I'm going to use that again on my video. For the tutorial, I've sized up the SVG file that I'm using by 20%, and I'm going to use some other papers on it this time. I'm going to use these 49 in Market Art Options, the Rouge, and the paper I'm going to use is this one. As you can see, I'll show you all that detail. I'm going to use these, and I thought they would be nice with some grey for the base on here and some burgundy instead of the pink on this part. Before I get started, if you could please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, maybe even leave a comment or become a follower. It really will help my channel. Sorry to keep prattling on about that, but it really does help me, and I'll go and get everything cut out and we can get started. I've got everything all cut out, so I've cut out the top of the toadstool from this sort of burgundy red card, and I've cut the base from a smoky grey, and then I've got my pattern layer as well cut out. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss these layers, and I'm going to use this little embossing folder. You can use any, or you can leave it off. You could add a pattern layer instead, but I just wanted to add a wee bit of texture to mine, so all I'm going to do is pop these in, send them through my die cut machine and emboss. Top tip, as you can see, my card is stuck in and it might rip coming out. If you give your card a light misting with a spritzer bottle, very light, you'll save the card from cracking and tearing, and it'll be easy to remove in and out. You can see that one tore, but it'll be fine. You can see with the light spritz of water, they're coming out a lot easier. And there we are. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up all the edges of my paper. Now you can miss this step out if you want, you don't have to do this, but I just want to add a bit of colour to mine, and I'm going to use my Distress Oxide Black Soot. You can just see the slight difference. And I've went darker there and you can see it a bit better. Hi there, Mel from the future, just to say I will constantly call these hexagons all through the video. I don't mean it, I know it's a 10-sided shape, but for some reason it's stuck in my head. But back to the video. I've inked up everything, so it's all ready to go, adding down the edges. I've also folded back all the tabs, ready to go. First of all, I'm going to add in some vellum into the backs of my wee windows, so I'll just find them. All I'm going to do is eyeball it and trim off any extra that's not needed. Use some tacky glue and just go around the outside. And glue on. I'll give that a few minutes and then I'll cut off the extra you can see from that side, your wee window. And just repeat for your other layers. So I've added all the wee windows, as you can see. I've just used a white vellum, but if you wanted to use a colour vellum, you could do it, or if you don't have a colour vellum and wanted to use one, you could easily use a marker and maybe just colour it in with one of your markers. Just colour the reverse side before you glue it on, and you'll get the same effect as you would with a colour vellum. To make up, it's really simple. So the one with the arch shape is your doorway, and then you've got your two windows either side, and then you've got the rest to go round. You will find that the tab comes in onto your window, so you're going to have to trim that. That's easily done. You can either just glue along there and then trim it, or you can trim beforehand, whatever's easy. Before you start, you're going to give all of them a little curve. Take your first tab. What you're going to do is add glue. You can use tacky glue, hot glue, whatever is easiest for you, and just add on to your top tab, and then take your second one, and with the top tab as a guide, add on. That's you, and then just work down the other tabs, shaping as you go. And there we have your first two layers. I'm going to move on to my window, and like I said, you will see it. So what I'm going to do is trim it, so I have a little. Make sure that's enough. Let's take off a little bit of that one, like that. There we go. So you're going to repeat that all the way around until you've got all your tabs stuck down. The other thing is, if you want more windows, you could cut out more of the oval layers as well. as your oval layer pattern. Just make sure you cut as many out of each. Once you get to the very last layer, you want to start at the bottom. It's just a lot easier for you. And then just add glue to the rest of your tabs as before. And that's you got the basic shape for the toadstool base. Apologies for the dog, she's telling me to be quiet. So what you're going to do is add in your base next. So you're going to take one of the hexagons and you're going to pop it inside. Then using the tabs, you're going to glue it in place. With the last hexagon, you're going to use that to cover up all your wee ends and hide the tabs. Use some tacky glue for that. There we go. Now we're just going to add on your decorative panels. You could do this before you put it together if it was easier, but they're just really easy. You're just going to shape them a little. Don't worry about any rips on the edge there. It'll get hidden with the window. Just going to add your tacky glue. And you use the window to line up. And glue in place. And then just repeat with all your other layers. You can see I've just had a little accident. You can see accidents happen, but don't worry, I can glue that on. Again, it's going to get hidden with the door, you won't see it. There you go. So I've added all the little layers on, you can see, and now I'm just going to add on my door and then my windows. Again, I'm just going to use the tacky glue. Because of the texture, I'm just holding it in place until my glue takes hold. Then repeat with my window. There we go. Put our window and our door on. Now you're going to take the large hexagon without the tabs from the top layer. As I've inked it that way, I'm going to pop it on here and I'm going to pull my tabs through, and I'm going to glue these wee tabs down. Here we go, just like that. Just another idea, if you wanted to turn this into a small gift box instead of a wee tea light holder, you could close off the bottom instead of cutting out these two hexagons so that it's fully enclosed, and then cut out just two of these layers without the one with the tabs, and I'll show you why when we make up the lid part. Excuse me, I still have a slight tickle in my throat, so I'll show you. Now the lid is made up very similar to the base. You've got your tabs, you're going to curve, you just have to decide where you're going to put your windows. I'm going to evenly space 5 in, and I'm just going to glue all my tabs again, starting at the top and working my way down. I'll just curve all my layers. I've added all the sides, so all I've got to do is go on the wee top part, on top, as I said before, if you were wanting to make this as a gift box and you'd put on your first hexagon and instead of the one with the tabs, another one like this, and glued the two of them together to hide your tabs, then if you push back all your little bottom tabs here, just so they kick out, you see, this would pop on and act as your lid. It would come down a little bit far, but it would still act as a little lid. If I turn it, yeah, it would sit a bit like that, whereas it should sit up about that much. But it would still work. First of all though, I'm going to stick on my pattern paper panels and then the windows. And again, it's just like when you put on these. And you're just going to work all the way around, adding more layers. I've added all my layers on, as you can see, and I've mucked up a bit, about 3 or 4 times now. I don't know what's happened, but I've seemed to have cut this just bigger than it should be. I've no idea how I've done it, but it's a bit tight, so what I'm going to do is just make it fit. It's going to look a bit messy from this side, but you won't see it when it's on. What you will do is when you add yours in, you're going to glue, no this mess, where your score line is, here, you're going to line up with your little tab and glue in place all the way around. Mine seems to be too tight or too small and it's not fitting, but yours does fit. It's just I have no more of this burgundy card left and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I'm just going to make it fit. So I'm going to add some glue, line up underneath, sorry, like so, as best I can, making sure I've got the corners in the right place. Flip to the opposite side and repeat. And then work my way around. There we go. Yours will sit nice and flush. Mine's is just a wee bit loose and tight in the middle for some reason, but it'll be fine. And what you're going to do next, decide which way you want your windows to go on the front. I think I might have them on the side this time. No, I'll have it at the front. And then you're going to glue the two hexagons inside each other to create your wee house. There we are. Your basic wee house is all made, ready for decorating. I've printed out a wee image. You can see it's an old Some Odd Girl digistamp. I'm sure you can still get it. If you can, I'll add a link below, but any wee fairy would do. She's just a wee bitty big, but I think it'll look okay when she's cut out. And I'm just going to do some quick colouring. I've got my colour chart here just so I can match it to the colours of the wee fairy house. And I'll try and share all the colours, but if not, I'll add them in the link below anyway. So I'll just get started. I finished colouring the wee fairy. As you can see, I've coloured her all in. I've added some dots on her face, which I'll highlight with some glitter, and I'll add glitter to her wings when I add her onto the fairy house. I've also cut a strip of some green card, just a light green card, and I've added strips of some green just randomly to cut some wee strands of grass. So all I'm going to do is wee thin bits like so, nothing fancy. And I'm going to add these around the base where I plan to add my wee flowers as if they're coming out the grass. And what I'm going to do is decide where I'm going to put my fairy I think I'm going to have her at this side, so just so I know. And I'm going to add my grass on. So all I'm going to do is add some glue, nothing fancy, just a blob. And then I'm going to take the little strands I cut and I'm going to add them up like so, making sure I put them on the right way. There you go, and I'll leave that to dry and I'll trim any that's hanging off, and I'm just going to repeat that round about. I've added the grass on and I've trimmed any that's been overhanging and I've put them round about. I've sorted the flowers the way I'm going to add them on. I've also punched out some little butterflies using a really old Martha Stewart punch, and I use some of the scrap from the pattern paper. I thought it'd be quite nice with the paler side, and I'll add them on. So what I'm going to do is just start adding them on. I've got some gems to add, I'll add a wee handle, and I'll just start adding everything together. And that's me all finished. You can see I've added lots of glitter and gems. Still wet, the glitter, but you can see the detail. Added gems to the butterflies. Got that embossed detail all round. I've added some gems onto the top of the toadstool. You can see, oh, just noticed I've got a bit of glitter there. If I just bring the other one in, you can just see the difference. Different colours, a slightly different size. Just any colour, it will look amazing in. I really do hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, maybe leave a little comment, or maybe subscribe to my channel. It really helps me. I'll leave all the details in down below, a link to the blog where you'll find even more pictures and details. I'll also add pictures to the end of the video with tea lights in so you can see what it's like when it's lit up. But please, if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!